Do you ever want to know how to make delicious cakes like my mom does? Then keep watching.
I'm Chef Ashley, and I've been teaching culinary classes for over a decade, and today I'm going to walk you through my step-by-step process of making cakes for my cake decorating classes so that they turn out perfect every time. So start off by preheating your oven to 325 degrees for nonstick pans, 350 for other pans. And then we're going to go ahead and get out the stand mixer, or you can use a hand mixer, or you can beat by hand, but the cake will be a little bit more dense because you won't be able to put as much air into it typically by hand. So we're going to go ahead and add in the cake mix. I like to use Betty Crocker French vanilla, or sometimes I use vanilla if I can't find the French vanilla. And then it's going to be 3 eggs. Those need to be room temperature. And then 1 cup of milk instead of water, and 1/3 cup of oil, or you can also melt 1/3 cup of butter and put that in there as well. And you're going to go ahead and mix that for 2 minutes. You're going to want to turn the mixer on slowly and let it beat a little bit, and then you can turn it up to medium and let that go for 2 minutes. And while that's going, we're going to go ahead and spray our 2 pans. And so we're going to spray them with a non-stick spray, and we're just going to hold it back and use a swiping motion back and forth, and just make sure that you hold it away from the pan a little bit, not too close, so that it gets distributed more evenly. And then I'm going to show you my favorite new cooking hack that I just learned. And part of the reason I wanted to make this video is you're going to use some coffee filters, which are so cheap, and just pop those in the bottom. You don't have to try to cut them like with parchment paper or anything like that. They're the perfect size already. And then you just pour your cake batter right on top. Isn't that amazing? Have a plate next to your mixer so you can put your whisk and your spatula and all that stuff so it doesn't get your counter all messy. And then you're going to go ahead and pour it in between the 2 pans as evenly as you can. It's best to measure it if you can. So as you can see, I'm weighing it here. It's going to be 15 ounces per pan, and just go ahead and make sure you scrape that pan all the way out like it needs to be. Next, you're going to pop them in the oven for 22 to 32 minutes. I always check right at 22 minutes. Usually it's about 26-ish minutes when they're done, but sometimes it takes up to 32. So just keep a close eye on them. After it gets done baking, you're going to go ahead and place it onto a wire baking rack for 10 minutes. And you want it on the baking rack so that the bottom is up off the ground and the heat can escape just a little bit from that. After the 10 minutes, you'll go ahead and just flip the cakes out of the pan. You can use another baker's rack for this, or you can use a plate, whatever you want. Just flip it out. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and leave that filter on until I am ready to decorate the cake, just to hold that moisture in. So I'm going to lay these bottom down onto the baker's rack, and I'm going to let them cool the rest of the way. While they're cooling, I'm going to go ahead and apply some simple syrup. So simple syrup is just equal parts sugar and water. So it's 1/2 cup water, 1/2 cup sugar, or 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar, whatever you want. Boil it in a pan and then just dump it in a thing. That's your simple syrup. And then I like to just take it and baste it over the top. But before I do that, I poke the cake with a toothpick, just so that the syrup can kind of penetrate down to the bottom of the cake. So after I've done that, everything's cooled, the syrup's on there, everything's good. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it in some plastic wrap and just set it to the side until I'm ready to decorate. I do not put these in the refrigerator. You can freeze them, but I do not put cakes in the fridge that have not had any icing put on them. So don't do that. It'll dry them out. And now all that's left is the most fun part, decorating them. So let your creative heart soar, and be sure to like and subscribe for more cooking related content, and comment if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer them.